This is not the internet. This is the Metaverse. Hello pioneers. Today I thought we'd take a look at a Pi Day preview and see what we might expect for Pi Day. Now, last year we didn't get anything, but I think this year is going to be completely different, and I think we're all expecting something nice to be released. Now, let's talk about Open Mainnet. I don't think any of us are expecting Open Mainnet for Pi Day, and as we know, we need to meet these three conditions. Condition 2 being the most important one, with 15 million pioneers past KYC, 10 million pioneers migrated to Mainnet, and 100 real Pi apps. And as you can see from the stats, we're nowhere near these numbers, right? So I think we can forget Open Mainnet for Pi Day. And to be honest, I'm not really expecting Open Mainnet for 2024. Now, with 100 real Pi apps, we had a home screen update where PiCore team released these platform level utilities. They're going to release some apps that help the Pioneer applications interact with the blockchain more. So, as in the blog post here, you can see that they talk about these stealth projects, right? And they're currently being designed and tested in stealth mode, right? And we saw this in the roadmap as well, right? Where they talked about stealth projects that are meant to be published later, right? Now, these apps are to enhance the overall utility of Pi cryptocurrency and the sustainability of Pi apps in the ecosystem, right? So you see these are more apps to help you interact with the blockchain. And this is what I talked about in my last video, right? And this is what I really think PiCore team's going to be releasing, is the ability to mint tokens, right, and NFTs, right? Either through a Pi network laboratory like on Stellar, or possibly a new application which makes it a lot more easier to mint tokens like on FEG. Or we might see both of these things, right? But I think this is a pretty certain guarantee that we're going to have the minting of tokens. And as we've seen leaked in the last few days, this icon appeared which is called Switcher, right? And I think this plays right into the fact that PiCore team's going to be minting tokens, and this Switcher app, it could possibly be a swap, right, or something like that. I don't think it'll be a bridge, right, obviously because we don't have Open Mainnet, but I think it could possibly be a swap, right? So that's something exciting to look forward to. Now, these next utilities that I think we could be getting, probably this year maybe, these aren't things I'm going to get on Pi Day, right? But they are going to be things we're going to need to move forward and, and help interact with the blockchain. Things like bridges, right? And we know we've got this pibridge.org out there. And I keep a watch of this pibridge.com because I have a feeling that this is going to be a big one, but obviously it's not populated at the moment, but that one's a curious one that's sitting in the background. So bridges to other blockchains is something that we're going to need. What else could we possibly be getting, right? Well, we need a peer-to-peer exchange, right? Now, this requires no third parties, right? It's all peer-to-peer, right? Wallet to wallet, right? And this is and I look at Stellar all the time because I know everything on Stellar has got a big possibility of coming across to Pi, right? We also need swaps, right, which we've talked about. And, back as far as Brainstorm in 2021, these are things that I did proof of concepts of, right? So, these are things that we're going to require on our network. Something else we need is AMMs, which is automated market makers, right? So this is where you can provide liquidity so that things can be swapped, right? And on the Stellar blockchain, this is done via the Aqua network. Oracles, we also need oracles, which brings real-world data onto the blockchain, right? So this is something that is under these platform-related utilities. And artificial intelligence, this is something that, I don't know, I dabble in this myself, but, there's probably some kind of AI that's going to be coming to the Pi network as well. This would come under the platform utilities. Right. We also need protocol upgrades. We've seen on the Stellar network that, with Protocol 19, they get the layer 2 functionality, which increases the TPS. And they've just recently had the vote on Protocol 20, right, which introduces smart contracts, right, which is fantastic, obviously. So these are 2 upgrades. So we might even see, perhaps some protocol upgrades on Pi Day. Now, with the smart contracts introduction, Stellar brought in Smart Swap, right, which is kind of funny considering that we've got Switcher coming in, right? So, you can see with all these platform utilities, right, now we start to get a lot more functionality, especially like minting tokens, minting NFTs, Now there's a lot more applications that can actually use the blockchain functionality, instead of doing it virtually. So I'd like to switch gears and talk about some airdrops. As you've seen recently, a lot of people are participating in earning experience points, and then not really the promise, but they've been getting airdrops related to those experience points, and people have been making a lot of money out of these things just for participating, and over on our Pi network, you see that, we've been doing similar things, with PCM, you're getting points for checking in every day. With Connect Social, for doing posts and all that, they've been, earning this Ethereum, So once we get minting of the tokens, right, functionality, they're going to be airdropping as well, right? So back in 2022, over on the Stellar network, I participated in getting an airdrop from these guys called yield blocks, right? And so they were doing fine, and they were using Stellar turrets at the time because they didn't have smart contracts. So what they found, though, that they couldn't do all the functionality they wanted to do with these turrets. So they decided to suspend and wait for smart contracts. Now, they were hoping it was going to be a year later, but it turns out it's been a couple of years, right? And now that they've got smart contracts, yield blocks is now a DAO, right? And the owners of yield blocks is a company called Script3, right? And they've just released a new one called Blend, right? Which is doing is a liquidity protocol for Stellar, right? So I wanted to show you this, and it's currently being worked on in testnet. But what's been happening with other projects is that if you participate in the testnet, then you get these airdrops. So I'd like to do a run through of this, of just interacting with the testnet, show you what you can do. You can do all this yourself, and there's quite a big possibility that you could get an airdrop through this, right? Because once you see all this functionality, this is the type of thing that is going to come across to the Pi network as well, right? So it'd be really good to see. Right, so I'm just going to go through this quickly, right? So this is the dashboard here, right? And this is their website, right? So what we need to do, we need to set up a Freighter wallet, right? So Freighter wallet's an extension on any Chrome browser, right? So if you go in here, right, you go to manage extensions, right? You get, this is in the Brave browser, by the way, which is just a Google clone. And then go to the web store down the bottom, right? Search for Freighter, right? We'll install Freighter. You come up to this, right? You start doing all the normal things of setting up your password, getting your passphrase, verifying it, right? And then that's installed, right? So then you do your drop down, click on the pinned, right, and then you'll get the icon into the main toolbar there, right? Now, when we first get it, right, on Stellar, right, and this will be exactly the same on the Pi network, right, any new wallet, right, requires funding, right? And you'll notice that, you know, when Pi Core team makes a new wallet, they put 1 Pi in there, right? And that's to fund the wallet to make it active. It's the same thing on Stellar, it requires 1 XLM, right? So this is just another wallet, and right, you can see here it says it's unfunded, right? So I'm going to send some XLM over there, 10 XLM. Now it's a funded wallet and it's active, right? Very similar to Ripple as well. Right, so if you go to the website, scroll down, right, try blend on testnet, right? Then we get the testnet dashboard up, right? And right. Oh, that's right. So connect your wallet, right? Do that, right? And now we need to get some test XLM, right? So you just click on the yellow text there, right? Oh, sorry, open up Freighter, right? And now we need to switch to testnet, right? So click on mainnet, switch to testnet. Okay, now you'll see here that it's, you need to fund your wallet, right? It's unfunded again because it's on testnet. Right, and you can run this friend bot, right, which will give you 10,000 XLM. Right, and you can see here, right, they're all nice and funded now. Right, so now you're going to get some assets. Right, so you click on this, right, and it's going to fund the wallet with assets, right, approve these transactions, right, type your password, right, and that's successful, right. Now if you look at your wallet, right, you've got all this currency, right? It's all fake currency, it's all on testnet. And scroll down, we're going to participate in the Stellar pool. Alright, so there's the Stellar pool, click on XLM down the bottom there. Alright, click on that pool. Alright, now we're going to fund this. Alright, so put in, say, 1,000 XLM. It's all good. Just click supply, approve transaction. Alright, go through. Yep, all good. Transaction successful. Okay, and now you can see the balance has gone down. Alright, and we now have we've provided liquidity into the pool. Alright. Now if you go over to borrow, right, so now we're going to do a borrow function because we've provided liquidity. Okay, click on the XLM one, right. Now if you try to borrow 1,000, right, it won't allow it because you can only borrow up to a certain amount, right. So I found that 700 is the maximum, right, so we'll do this. Click on borrow, approve transaction. All good, successful. Okay, and now you can see that we've borrowed against that amount, right? And look at our wallet here, right? Now got those funds in there, right? Right, so that's a pretty simple thing we can do, right? And you know, if you participate in that and do that little functionality, it's a good experience for you for when Pi does it. You know, we could qualify for an airdrop, right? And there's no airdrop announced, right? But I think this is one that no one talks about because no one looks at Stellar, right? And this could be quite good. Now, you can see here in the FAQ, right, they're talking about having a blend token, right, for mainnet, right? So there is going to be a token coming, right? And this is reiterated in one of their Medium posts as well, right? So give that a go. It's very easy. It doesn't cost you any money. It's testnet. Gives you a good experience for when this type of functionality comes to Pi, right? And you know, it's just a good thing to do. And you never know, could get a nice little airdrop, could make some money out of it. Now back to what we could be getting for Pi Day. You know, I think there could be a possibility of a second transfer event. because, you know, over the past few months, you know, if you look in our balance dashboard here on the Pi app, you know, we had these convert and transfer buttons added, right? So, you know, these are going to become active at some point, you know, so it's a possibility that maybe on Pi Day we might be able to use these and get our remaining balances for our bonuses and, you know, things that we've been earning over this time. You know, if we don't get it for Pi Day, I think for sure this will happen in 2024. Right? So yeah, so that's cool. You know, that'd be pretty good to get as well. So that's it for the video. You know, I try to cover, you know, I try to work out what we could be getting for Pi Day. You know, it's nice to have a little bit of prediction, you know, see what happens. Like I said, I think these minting of tokens, I think that's a pretty well guarantee that we're going to get that functionality. Minting of NFTs as well. You know, this brings on, you know, we've got PyNFT.art and all that, you know, we've got all these tokens out there that people are using, but they're only virtual tokens, right? So that brings all that up. And coinciding with the home screen update, you know, you can see that, you know, this would tie in quite nicely. You know, there's a few other items there on the wish list, you know, we'll see what we get. Maybe we get a surprise, you know, we've already had the teaser of, you know, of Switcher, right, whatever that is. Maybe they've got some other apps that they're going to be releasing, you know, especially in 2024, you know, we've already been told as condition 1, they're working on all these apps and they're on track to do those things. So in 2024, we're going to see a lot of apps come anyway. You know, guess we'll be hopeful for open mainnet in 2024. That would be nice. You know, this is all good. And if you want to participate in that, you know, doing that functionality for a possible airdrop on Stellar, you know, go over, have a go. You know, like I said, there's no referrals for me. I don't get any benefit for this. You know, it's all for you guys. You know, so yeah, try it out. And yeah, I guess that's it for the video. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let's look forward to Pi Day and hope for some great announcements from the Pi Core team. All right, so I'll catch you later.